Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Nature Patch. My name is Robyn and thank you so much for joining in on another video. Today I'm outside and it is a beautiful day. It is definitely warming up here in southeast Queensland and I have quite a lot of jobs to do. So in about a month or two I am actually moving locations from where I am now, which is definitely a challenge because I've established such a big garden here and a lot of the garden is going to be coming with me to my new location. The new location where we're moving to has really similar soils and climate, so I don't have to worry too much about changing like the garden technique that I do, but I do want to take a lot of the plants that I'm growing right now with me. So to do that, I need to pot a lot of the plants up, and because I want to give some of them a chance to continue growing and so I can keep an eye on them, I'm actually going to start doing some now so that they can have a good chance to establish in their pots before I take them out of this location. So I would definitely recommend grabbing a cup of coffee or tea when you watch this video. I have here a iced tea today, which I haven't had in a long time. I think this is something like a peppermint, chamomile and lavender tea. It is absolutely delicious and I have just put in some ice and frozen berries in it. So make sure you grab a cup of coffee or tea as well. Right, I know you can't see me, but hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm going to be using just whatever I have around just because I want to start using all this stuff up. So I'm using some eco potting mix. These are all from Rocky Point, which is a bit more of a local company. I'm going to add just a tiny little bit of the cow manure. This is rotted cow manure and that's just going to give a little bit more of a boost. Plants that I'm going to be potting up today are some tomatoes and some other random plants around that I want to find, and I know a lot of them like a good feed, so the cow manure is going to go in this mixture as well. And I ended up buying some more premium potting mix as well from Rocky Point. And I'm also going to be adding in some sprinkles of some worm castings that I harvested in my last video. This has actually started to sprout already. You can see the little green tufts in it. You can see all the tomatoes coming through. Because of the process of making worm castings in the worm farm, it's not a hot process, so it doesn't kill a lot of the seeds, so there is going to be some seeds still in here, but I'll hopefully just be able to pick them out when I pot these plants up. Alrighty, so I'm going to put this mixture of materials together for my potting mix, and then I'll take you around the garden and probably just do some time lapses of me taking out some tomatoes first. Alrighty, so I have sadly gone around and pulled out some of the plants that I am going to be taking with me. It definitely hurts my heart to take the plants out of the ground, but now is kind of a good time to do it before they start to put on their really strong growth in the summer monsoonal season here in southeast Queensland. So it's still quite dry, and it's getting even drier right now, which means the plants really aren't growing that fast despite the temperatures warming up. They really don't start to hit their growth spurt until kind of around more December time, when we start to get heavier rainfall and also the storms in November as well. So I went around and tried to find some compost tomatoes. There's a spider on that, so I don't really want to touch it. I tried to get some tomatoes from different areas of the garden, hoping that they will be different varieties. I know I've got one here which is a potato leaf variety that I pulled out first. So I think that might be something like a Brandywine. I'm not too sure though. And then some of the other ones that I pulled out are most likely cherry tomatoes, because I grew a lot of cherry tomatoes and that's kind of the main tomato that we like to eat. So I've got 4 tomatoes. I'm going to cap myself at that. If I need more, I can always take suckers from these existing ones as well. I also pulled out one of the capsicums that I really liked, and jalapeno as well. These weren't doing too great in the garden, so I'm just going to try and give them a new life with this potting mix as well. I also pulled out what I think, now I didn't label some of these trees, so it could quite possibly be a surprise, but I think this is a black sapote tree. If not, it will be some kind of native fruit to Brisbane, because I got a lot of native fruit trees. I also have a lily pilly syzygium. These are really gorgeous plants, and they produce really pretty flowers that the birds and the bees love, and the fruits also are edible. And I've also got my native elderflower or elderberry tree that I really want to keep, because I just really love the foliage on this one. It's not looking too great at the moment, so hopefully I can give all of these a bit of a new life and settle them into their new home in a month or so. So I've got all of my pots and soil here, and I'm going to just pot all these up and then try and organize like a little nursery space where I can go and water them, so that they're really close to the house. I don't have to go too far, and I can check up on them pretty regularly. Okay, so I've kind of put together a little nursery over in this back corner here. So this was most of the plants except a few over here and down there that I potted up today. And I really need to kind of limit myself to these, because I really don't want to be taking a bunch of plants over to the new place. But my mindset around this was that I really wanted at least a few plants to take over ready to plant in the ground and actually kind of start having a garden and even a harvest if the tomatoes grow bigger. So from the front here, I picked some little marigolds that I kind of saw random around the place. These ones were not looking fine whatsoever, but I really wanted to give them a chance to grow, because I absolutely love marigolds, and these were kind of free plants. I don't need to waste seeds if I've got them in the ground. They were not doing fantastic, as you would have seen in the ground. They were already flowering at this little stage, so I've just pricked off the flowers and put these little plants in the pots, hoping that they'll do okay and that I can have some flowers at the new place. And then up the back I've got my tomatoes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and my jalapeno. I've got some native mint that I've been experimenting with over here that's growing really well. Also some lemon balm, so I'll be able to plant some herbs. And then up the back here I've also got some silky oaks that I have potted up a while ago from the garden, and a salt bush. And then I've got my trees up the back here. and the capsicum as well. So I've put most of them in cardboard boxes, and it's really thick cardboard that tends to absorb the moisture really well and kind of hold it in a little bit better than if they were just on the bricks. And then I've just put some old plates that I got from an op shop underneath some of the other plants just to retain the moisture a little bit more. I also did a little bit of work around the raised beds, which I'll show you that as well. I'm getting some compost in tomorrow just from a family member who has too much, and I'm going to be revamping this bed a little bit, hopefully just planting in a few more greens, maybe zucchini if I have enough time, just so I can have something in here. This is one of the main beds that isn't going. So this had some lettuce in here before, and it was all going to seed and getting really bitter, so I pulled out most of it, and I pretty much cut off where the base was and the thick stem of it, and then all of the leaves I've just lightly dug back into the top area of the soil. This will all have a thin layer of compost on it, so I just wanted something extra for the worms to eat. And I also did it with the other darker lettuce. I'm just keeping a few here for some salads and smoothies that I will enjoy probably in the next few weeks. And yeah, so the next job is pretty much organizing all of these beds and waiting for everything to be ready to be harvested. I'll do a quick walkthrough maybe tomorrow morning to show you just how the garden's going, what I've got growing, but all of these beds will pretty much be coming with me, and I will be filling them up again and replanting them where we're moving to. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, seeing basically part one of our moving adventure. Moving with a garden isn't fun, and I'm not really looking forward to it, but I am looking forward to kind of getting into fresh new space and kind of experimenting at this new space where we're moving to. So I hope you're all having a lovely day wherever you are in the world. I need to go take a nap because I am very tired. And I also just wanted to say thank you to you all for helping me reach 500 subscribers. I am very thankful for you all for watching my videos and commenting. I've got a really great bunch of people on here who comment really regularly, and I'm sure you know who you are. So thank you so much for commenting. I really love starting to build just a little bit of a community on here on YouTube for Southeast Queensland based gardeners, and also gardening and homesteading on a global level. It's really fun, and I really enjoy making videos like this. So I'm going to have a nap and give this garden a water because, as you can probably tell, things are looking a little bit dry. Stay safe everyone, and until my next video, happy gardening. Bye!